Today we're all living in a digital world. Technology is all around us, and we know it's very useful also. But at the same time, if we examine how we as parents use technology, we're using it at work, we're using it to message people, we're using it to talk, we're using it for social media engagement, and for many, many other uses. And the other thing many parents today are doing is they're actually using gadgets as babysitters. If their children cry, they give them gadgets. If their children are fussy about eating food, they give them gadgets. So when the children say they're bored, they give them gadgets. So it's important at this point for us to step back and examine our use of gadgets and to understand how we can balance our gadget use with other activities, particularly in the way we spend time with our children and interact with them. Because we ultimately serve as role models for our children. And when they see us effectively managing our gadget use, they will learn for us. This is a time for both us and our children to learn how to use our technology and gadgets smartly, and it's because we have to learn to live with it. Because of the pandemic, we've all been at home together more, working from home on again using gadgets and computers, children learning online, using again mobiles and computers. So if you really think about it, with all of us so hooked on our gadgets, how connected have we been within the home? How much face-to-face interaction have we had with our children? Just because we are under one roof, have we been enjoying our time together? These are questions we each have to examine as a family to understand for us how it has impacted our relationship with our children. Have we had a chance to spend more time having fun and interacting with them, or are we all so busy glued to our gadgets all day long? So we need to examine and make sure that we rethink how we live our lives together. When we're all on gadgets all the time, we have less time to interact with our children, and our children also have less time to interact with us. And when that interaction doesn't happen, there's a break in our relationship, and there's less understanding amongst each other. And because of that, it impacts the child's emotional well-being, it impacts their confidence, it impacts their overall growth. And at the same time, especially because of the pandemic, our children, instead of having face-to-face interaction with their peers, are connecting with them virtually and spending time virtually with their friends. So this too has had a long-term impact on the social skills of children and how they connect with others. And so if you really think about it, we need to balance our tech use with face-to-face interactions to ensure that our children develop emotionally, socially, cognitively, and are confident to go out into the world. At ParentCircle, we really understand how important it is to connect with your child and spend time with them without the distraction of gadgets. Because when we are talking to our children or playing with them, and if the phone rings and then you just run and pick up the phone, your child gets the idea that the phone is more important than you are. And that can in some way hurt the child's ego. So if you think about it, it's so important spending time with children gadget free. So that's why in 2019, we wanted parents to become aware of this important time spent with their children. So we initiated the Gadget Free Hour campaign. And this year, it is the third year of our campaign, where on November 20th, World Children's Day, We are requesting all families, parents, children to switch off their gadgets for just 1 hour between 7:30 to 8:30 and spend time together, just laughing, chatting, dancing, eating together, and just generally having a great time so you can experience the joy of connection. Yes, that's only a start, but once you taste it, the joy, we hope you will make it a habit in your daily lives where you start spending at least 10 to 15 minutes a day with your children gadget free, and maybe or few hours during the week you spend time with your children gadget free, and so it becomes a habit and a culture within your family. So in 2019, when we first came up with the idea to do gadget free hour, our goal was to reach 1 million families. We were surprised beyond belief. We actually reached out over 17 million families. We had the governments of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry participating. We had several organizations and restaurants. Everyone was so excited about the initiative, they joined us and spread the word. And the second year of the campaign, in spite of the lockdown, we only saw the numbers grow. We had over 47 million people who this campaign reached out to last year. And this year being the third edition, we are hopeful it's going to exceed 50 million our reach to families, as we have more and more organizations who have enthusiastically joined our hand to take the initiative forward and spread the word about gadget free hour. So we hope to make the social change when it comes to making sure that families spend quality time together. It's easy for us to put the burden of responsibility on the government or on corporates to ensure that parents take the time to spend time with their children. But the key is it should not be, the motivation should not come from external sources. It should be an intrinsic motivation where it starts within the family. So each family has to take the initiative on their own to ensure that they spend time together and they connect together. After all, isn't that what families are about? A circle of love and security. And unless each of us make the time to build that circle of security, we cannot pass that responsibility on to anyone else. So this year, hoping to start making gadget-free time a habit for families, we came up with a 14-day challenge. It's actually called the Back to Your Childhood Challenge. What it is every day for 14 days, we sent out a simple activity which parents and children can do together. It's a simple, fun activity that doesn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes to do. But we hope by making it a regular part of their daily lives, it will not stop with gadget free hour on November 20th, but this habit of spending time with their children will continue and become a routine within all families.